This week's episode of Diggnation is brought to you by GoDaddy.com, Cashfly,
and Squirrelsicles.
Welcome to Diggnation.
Also potentially hazardous to your health.
Why do you have flies in your freaking house? I noticed this out earlier.
It's Southern California and I have fruit.
This is my favorite story of all time. All right, moving on. You put zombie, you put theory in the title, and I don't want to do it.
Theory Zombie Kevin.
Diggnation.com. Hello, welcome to Diggnation episode number 34. I'm Kevin Rose.
And I'm Alex Albrecht. Diggnation, of course, covers some of the top stories on the social news website, dig.com, digg.com.
That is the address.
And as you may have noticed, we have released early to the public.
Yes, we normally don't release until Tuesdays.
Well, for our non-members.
Right,
yeah.
non-members. And then members get it on Saturdays. But we decided to release early because we're doing something a little different next week.
Yes.
That we want everyone to be aware of early so they can come and join us.
And that we've been threatening to do since the beginning of this show.
Well, we've done one. We did the Terranaut one.
Yeah, but that was because we were in Toronto.
Right. So next week, we are going to be doing a live show, a live taping that you can actually attend if you're in San Francisco or the Bay Area.
Yes.
It's at a little place called Beach Chalet. Ooh. And it's right on the beach.
I've never seen this place, but you say it's nice.
It's great because it's a little pub where they actually brew their own beers there. And so there's like 10 different beers to choose from.
Hello.
It's right on the beach. It's in the outer Sunset in San Francisco. The website is Beach Chalet. That's beach, CHALET.com. And that's at 1000 Great Highway at Ocean Beach, 7 p.m.
So we're going to start it. We're going to do 7. We're going to do a little mingle. People can see what we do to get ready, which is not much.
We just drink beer pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's going to be cool, though, because they told us that we're going to get to sample all these different brews, and everyone that comes out, I can't guarantee free drinks, but the drinks are really cheap, and there's a lot of different types of beers to taste and try out.
You went out to this place and we're like, we got to shoot.
Rocks.
Yeah, we got to shoot there.
Dude, it's like right on the water, and there's so much free space there. It's right at the end of Golden Gate Park, so it's like the park's right there. There's like a huge patio. There's a huge fireplace inside. It's going to be a really cool location for us to meet up with everybody. So if you're free on Thursday,
yes, Thursday.
We really want
20th of February.
No. It's Thursday the 23rd.
See?
The 23rd at 7 o'clock.
Yes.
Meet us there, beachchalet.com. All the details, information. Well, the details aren't there, but the address is there.
Yeah. But we will be there at 7. And so anyway, we released it early. We thought we would release it early to the public just this one time, because otherwise they'd be getting it Tuesday, and in case they have to make some sort of travel arrangements.
Yes.
As it were. Beers. We have drank a heck of a lot of different types of beers.
We have.
We have definitely not, scratched the surface on the microbrews and the crazy imported from, Papua New Guinea brews or whatever.
Right.
But
you guys picked these out.
Well,
you
we just
walked.
We walked into the market and I was like, never seen this before. We're gonna get it. And it's this Singapore beer called Tiger Beer. Tiger Beer. And it's imported through Tarrytown, New York.
Nice. It says Asia Pacific Breweries. It looks to have won several different medals.
Oh no, those are just seals of not poison.
There's excellent beer.
Excellent. There's some sort of wreath.
Looks good.
The BBB,
it's tasty,
the British Bottling Bureaucracy.
It's right. It's good. Good stuff.
It's right, baby. It's good.
It's beer.
It's right. It's good.
I don't know.
That's awesome.
And
it's got Tiger on the. Yes, your story.
Yes, I do start off.
Aha.
Ford invents a hybrid that is 300%, not 3,000%, 300% more efficient than the Toyota Prius. So this is a brand new hybrid. They got a pic of it. 2,373.
They got a pic of it?
Well, it says pic in the little.
I know, but I don't think people don't usually speak that way, do they?
Oh, this said they got a pic of it, right? All right, there we go. Okay. 2,373 people dug this story, submitted by Kevin D569. It says Ford is developing a new form of automotive propulsion, and the implications for the American auto industry are huge. Yes. So I went to the article, and I'm like, okay, what is this all about, right? Because we all heard about the Prius. We all know how it works. Basically, it's a hybrid, meaning there's a gas engine.
I would love to get a hybrid pickup.
Well, hold on. Let me finish.
All right.
So there's a gas engine, and there's batteries. And obviously with the Prius, when it needs to recharge the batteries, the gas engine runs, it recharges the batteries, blah, blah, blah.
Hence the hybrid, not the electric.
So this is the new hydraulic hybrid. And so what they're saying is that the hydraulic hybrid works in the same manner, only instead of batteries that are being charged, it stores the excess energy into hydraulic cylinders, which I guess what Ford has developed is 300%, 300 to 400% more efficient than a standard hybrid vehicle.
Oh, that's cool. So it takes the potential energy, as it were, and puts it into pistons. Water pressurized pistons.
Or I don't know exactly how that works. They didn't get into a whole lot of details. All they did say is that they're removing the obviously there's no need for nickel metal hydride batteries any longer, which is like the main types of batteries that are being used to store
well, you
all the
see
energy.
the Prius, like you open it up, or even like the Ford Escape. I almost got a Ford Escape hybrid back in the day.
Tons of batteries, like
it's just like the whole back end where there was a spare tire is like 7 batteries.
Yeah. So this is cool because this is the first time I've actually seen like a commercial, like large truck. This is the F-150 truck.
And I love the F-150, but I just can't bring myself to do it.
Dude, the F-150, my dad has an F-150, and it's like 10 miles a gallon. It's like, it's really crappy.
No.
So this is awesome because you're getting pretty much the same gas mileage as a Prius in an F-150.
That is awesome.
I know. So it's
really cool. And they need to take this technology. First off, they really flubbed out of the gate. I mean, do you remember what the Prius looks like? Even the Prius now, it's the dorkiest, shittiest looking car.
Dude, that's why Honda, their Civic Hybrid and their Accord Hybrid,
Accord Hybrid's coming out
like
in V6.
normal cars.
Well, they finally figured it out because somebody was like, like Ed Bagley Jr. or something was like,
different.
It's got to look like a space car.
Yeah. See, that's so stupid.
Yeah, horrible. Give me a freaking Porsche 911 that's a hybrid.
Nobody needs to know except for a little tiny thing on the back that says hybrid or something.
Unless it's an SUV, because you don't want those if I had a Hummer hybrid, I would have hybrid written all the frick over that.
Oh, because you get jumped.
You would, well, maybe not jumped. I don't think.
Well, you will in San Francisco. Have you heard about like all those people that hate? Like,
yeah.
They're like keying.
Oh, definitely.
Anytime there's like a Hummer that goes like and parks anywhere, they get keyed up. Yeah. Like the tires get slashed because
there was that. Do you remember that old website like Flip Off a Hummer?
Oh, that was great.
Or whatever it was called.
It was like pictures of people flipping off Hummers.
Pictures of people flipping off Hummers.
It was awesome.
Although the one thing I will say is in LA, I got behind this guy who was in
a
Hummer, and his license plate said 7 miles per gallon.
Nice.
And I was like, all right, at least he's owning it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I would love to get it because I would love to get a pickup truck. When I got my Acura, I almost got the Nissan Montero, Nissan Murano. I almost got one of those, but then
August 2008 is when it's coming out.
So 7 years.
Yes.
Okay, moving on. RIAA says ripping CDs to your iPod is not fair use. Not fair use.
Keep going.
I own the CD. I own the app. Not fair use. Big deal. 4,276 people dug the story submitted by BMCCAF. The RIAA argues in a DMCA rule-making filing that copying for personal use to an iPod is not fair use. I cannot believe this. I mean, how far up their RIAA's ass is their head right now? And the best part is, so basically what happened was they, this is off the EFF.org or EFF.org, and the deal is that they, there was an ongoing DMCA rulemaking proceeding, and I think it's for the MGM versus Grokster thing, but I'm not quite sure. It doesn't make that very clear. But the RIAA, Copyright Indiana Association, submitted a filing that included this gem as part of their argument that space shifting and format shifting do not count as non-infringing uses, even if, even when you are talking about making copies of your own CDs. Can you believe that?
But are they trying to enforce this, though, or is it just something where it was it just came out, it was leaked out, this was in a memo, or is this something?
No, this is something they filed. They filed this with during this DMCA rulemaking proceeding that's going on right now. They filed this, and this is part of it. And I would read this stuff, but it's all, BS sort of, you know what I mean? Like it's, nor does the fact that permission to make a copy in particular circumstances is often or even routinely granted necessarily establish that the copying is a fair use when the copyright owner withholds that authorization. So basically they're saying, even if we say there are certain circumstances where you can copy that CD, that does not mean that every circumstance is legal when you're copying that CD.
I don't know, man.
But here's the best part. No, I love this. But then it said that, this is what Don Verrelli said to the Supreme Court last year. The record companies, my clients, have said for some time now, and it's been on their website for some time now, that it is perfectly lawful to take a CD that you've purchased, upload it into your computer, and put it on your iPod. He said that.
Right.
So I love this part that of course the EFF is very, you know, we got him. But I love that it says the RIAA is saying perfectly lawful means lawful until we change our minds.
Jeez.
I mean, this is stupid.
Yeah,
this is like, you've got to be kidding me.
Dude, they're
and
trying
here's the thing.
they can.
Yeah, but here's the thing. What are they trying to protect themselves from?
They're just
what
worried.
do they want you to do? No, but I mean, like, how does that help?
Well, you have to understand, I really believe this is just a bunch of old guys that are freaking out right now. And they have no idea.
Dude, welcome to almost every industry in this country.
They don't understand MP3s. They don't understand how people are trading music. They get the legal downloads, but then they're worried they might be cracked. And it's just there's so much going on to wrap your head around. It's like some people just don't get it. So they said, okay, let's try and like put this label on everything. Let's try and lock it down as much as possible. And it's not going to work.
Dude, locking... See, this is the problem. I mean, you get to that whole chicken and egg thing. You can't put the genie back in the bottle, to quote a horribly overused saying.
Was that a song or something?
No, that was Christina Aguilera, Genie in a Bottle. Not put the genie back in the bottle.
I thought you were quoting Christina Aguilera. And I'm
that
like,
would be awesome if
good
Christina
God.
Aguilera's song was put the genie back in the bottle. Or you can't put the genie back in the bottle.
I don't know.
I think a lot of people would love to put Christina Aguilera back in the bottle.
I don't know.
Anywho, no, but you can't. I mean, you know what I mean. We've been ripping CDs, putting them on our iPod. That's, you know what I mean.
Well, that's not going to stop anytime soon.
Yeah. Oh, no,
they're just talking shit. It's not going to stop.
They're just talking. They're just talking smack. Is what they're doing. That's old people trying to talk smack.
Right.
All right, let's talk. Is there something light coming up or something?
No, it's pretty heavy.
Okay.
All right. Another girl. I can't laugh when I say this.
This is horrible.
This is seriously bad.
Shit, we shouldn't even do that. No, I'm serious. We should pass on it.
Should we pass on it?
No.
No, we probably should do it.
But just know it's the beard.
Making us laugh. So there was another girl that was killed by a MySpace date. 1,383 people dug the story, submitted by Blanco1324.
I knew we shouldn't have picked this story too.
Authorities said Brown met Gomer, who I guess these are the two that were involved in the incident, on the internet site MySpace.com. While details of the relationship are unknown, police said Gomer was a student at the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, where he lived on campus. Police said he had no past criminal activity or criminal history. So here's the deal. This is like, there's some bad stuff going on in MySpace.
You gotta have the big caveat, which is you don't know who the heck is out there on MySpace.
But, you know, it's funny because the reason I really wanted to bring this story, I remember I mentioned it to you and I was like, you're like, yeah, well, we should talk about it, is because there's been a lot of bad press going around in MySpace. Like there's pedophiles hanging out on there. There's people like acting like other people and meeting up. And obviously like this is like something very tragic when someone gets killed from a MySpace date.
Well, and I've heard, from what I understood, it's not the first time it's happened.
Right. But, you know, this is no different than anything else that's been happening online for quite some time now. I mean, think about just a few years ago, it was all about the AOL chat rooms, remember?
Right, yeah.
Like
well, it's still about the AOL chat
rooms. Is
it?
I don't know. Does people even chat in AOL anymore? Do they?
Well, it sure as hell ain't using Google Doc. I don't know. But here's the thing. Yeah, I kind of feel like this might be a little bit of that, a little bit like those guys in Canada that were street racing and they killed that taxi driver, and then there was a copy of Need for Speed Underground on their seat. So immediately it was just like, it's all because of, you know what I mean? Like, this guy clearly is effed up in the head. You know what I mean? Like, this guy was not going to just go through life and be a normal guy. Yes, MySpace helped make this connection happen, but that does not mean that he would not have tried to make this connection with somebody else through some other means. So I just feel like there's a certain way that you can't, you know what I mean? It's like,
but that's the problem. Everyone loves to put blame on like MySpace, and I'm not saying just MySpace, but other sites. You know, if this happened on Orkut or Friendster or any other, it would be all over the news. Yeah. It's just like it's not the site's fault.
Right.
I mean, well, I think that there has to obviously be some warnings in there when people meet up, but there's so much you can do.
Well, but here's the deal. I mean, come on, you're not gonna go and meet some. First off, if you're a girl, I mean, I hate to say this, but if you're a girl, you got to be like 175% more cautious than if you're a dude.
I don't know.
Which sucks. But it's true, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm a girl, I'm not going to go to some bar and meet up some guy, you know what I mean? I'm going with friends, you know what I mean? Like, but at the end of the day, you could meet anybody at a bar who's a freaking crazy killer person. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the nature of the world, which sucks, but that's how it is.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, it's too bad for MySpace, but, well, that's what you get when you have, like, 50-some million people that are registered on
that's,
like that.
I mean, that's the other thing is that, yeah, I'm sure there's lots of other stuff that happens just statistically because there's so many people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sure people have had heart attacks on MySpace dates.
Probably so.
Well, I don't want that to happen, but I'm saying
Yes.
I'm not a doctor or anything, but it could possibly be happening.
Bad story though, but
well, yes, it's horrible
watch
that
out
that
for that.
happened.
And our
but-
MySpace accounts, myspace.com/SimpleNation.
MySpace.com/DiggnationAlex.
There you go.
Although I think the ladies kind of stay away because they know I have a girlfriend.
I've gotten a few from different ladies online, but
Okay.
they're nice.
I'm sure. I mean, I still get the like, add me as a friend.
But every once in a while, there's dudes that act like they're ladies, and you can tell. You know what I'm talking about? Like they create a brand new account, and then they have like pictures, and you're like, you're definitely a dude behind there. Just like the way that they write their emails and stuff.
Like, hey, dude, what's up? Yeah, what's up, bro? It's me. Yeah, killer.
Yeah, totally.
You like my rack? Fuck yeah. I'm like, what? How can you tell?
I'm serious. It's almost that bad.
Well, then clearly you shouldn't be asking.
Dude, I
That's
know.
one of those things where you're like, no, I'm sorry, busy. Sorry, busy on Wednesday night. Dude, what's up? All right, I'll hit you later, bro. That's when video chat helps.
Yeah, totally.
It's just some guy's like, what's up? Do you like my pictures? You're like, dude, what?
Yeah, not so much.
Yeah.
All right.
I know why you were called Sean.
Next story.
It's not because Sean's a weird name, but just because it could be multiple, you know, like Sean Young, whatever. Pics of Nissan Torrent. Is that Tarrant? Tarrant. I'm going to say Tarrant.
Yeah.
Tarrant, which means earth dweller, actually, in France. That's not true. Reveal vehicle perfect for Picard and his crew. That's a Star Trek joke. 1,872 people dug this story, submitted by Nissan of Europe has released a bevy of images showing every nook and cranny of its upcoming Geneva-bound concept, the Terranaut. The 4x4, according to the company, was designed for scientists, geologists, archaeologists, or adventurers whose office is the great outdoors.
I'll have to say, you wanted to do this story.
I wanted to do this story
and
as
I was
soon as
like,
I read it.
oh, do we have to do a concept car? Like, that's boring. Saw the pictures. Most amazing car I've ever seen in my life.
Dude. It is like it's the best car ever made ever.
Yeah,
it's just you
people
can't
put pictures up in the video version, but it's
there's
just
like this like lab in the back. I mean, clearly it's not for everybody because it's only got 3 seats.
yeah, but it's so cool. There's like these flat screens built into it, and there's
look
like
at
a little satellite dish
And
on
it
top.
looks like the Land Rover, right? It looks like
Right,
the Land
totally.
Rover Range Rover. It's just cool, and like it's got these like things that are buttons and stuff, and switches that don't have labels. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I
have
mean?
no idea what they're gonna do.
No, but then you're
they
like,
look cool.
don't touch that. You know what I mean?
Well, it's got that whole like thruster, like a jet. You know, where you like pull down.
Oh yeah, and on the back it's got like those buttons. Look, did you see the buttons here? Wait, check this out.
You said they collect rocks.
Dude, look. Eject opens the trunk.
Oh, that's just stupid.
Kevin, don't lose energy now, man.
It's a cool vehicle.
Dude,
but
look, it's got steel plating on the wheels.
that is cool.
Oh!
So anyway,
So this is something that you would get if you either had a lot of money or you were a geologist.
or you could use this for like war spying or war driving and things like that. I mean, it's a great little like I'm doing shady things in the back of my truck type thing. Do you know what I mean though? Like it's got a
Dude,
great little
yes,
computer.
we have the prostitute stories coming up later.
Yes.
But yes, you could do shady things in the back of your truck.
It looks like a cool vehicle though.
Oh,
Concept
dude,
car
that
though.
is the shit.
Yes, it is, Alex.
Yeah.
You know that this is only concept though. It's not coming out,
Yes.
which kind of sucks.
Well, yes.
But it is cool.
Well, yes. I mean, I would love to see. I mean, you know, I don't know how much this thing is going to cost. Clearly, a lot of money.
100, 150.
Yeah, probably.
It's pricey.
Well, it depends on what's in the back. I mean, if you know, you had like
Well, I mean, it has all these crazy flat
that's
screen-
like a computer, and
I don't know.
Although that can't be data. That's
just
got to be just like
concept art.
yeah.
They have going on.
They're
in
like,
the back.
put a wave file playing on the background. Like, I love that.
That's
It's always like
the
the audio.
coolest thing. It's the audio you gotta see.
Yeah, it's like, oh, put the wave of the audio file up. That'll look like we're doing something. Studying rocks.
Looks like a cool car though. Next story.
I'm in.
Microsoft upgraded motherboard equals new Windows license. 2,038 people dug the story, submitted by Delphi. Microsoft wants you to buy a new Windows license every time you upgrade your motherboard. Microsoft changed its license agreement to reflect this policy change. This
Is bull crap.
well, I mean, it's,
Are you kidding me?
well, here's the deal.
So I can replace everything
hold
but
on.
the mother. All right.
Let me get out there. Microsoft has to come up with a way that you just don't keep installing the same version of Windows over and over again because they want to keep it locked down to machine as a company, I'm not saying they should do this, but I'm saying as a company, they're thinking, okay, listen, here's the deal. We know there's a lot of people that are PC enthusiasts, right?
Yes.
They build their own machines. They go out, they buy the parts. It's not 95%, but they go out, they buy the parts, they buy, they build their own box. The problem being...
72.
Probably, no, it's not that high either.
25.
It's much lower than that.
2.
That's probably about right. The problem being, though, is that if you are an enthusiast that's building your own machines, people are just continuing to like reinstall Windows and calling the little special number and then getting a new activation code, and they're able to install and keep that same version of Windows and not buy new ones. So what Microsoft said is that if you change your motherboard, that is actually changing your PC. That's almost like buying a new computer, so you should have to buy a new license agreement, a brand new license of Windows.
Hypothetical for you. I got a computer. Right. Let's just go out on a limb and say I have one. It's a PC. Right? Now we're already beyond the realm of possibilities. However, let's say I want to upgrade my motherboard. Not the chip, not the memory, not the hard drive, not the graphics card, not the case, not the power supply, just the motherboard. I need to pay $150 to get a new version of Windows, even though my Windows, it's not like I'm going to flip on that motherboard and jam on and do some word processing on just the motherboard with no chip, no memory.
So
no
when
hard
should
drive.
you have to buy a new version of Windows?
I think the moment the computer can boot into Windows, it should keep the copy of Windows. So if I buy enough, if I get enough components where I need a second version of Windows, so I can continue to boot the computer, that one needs to have XP on it.
What are you talking about?
Like let's say I have a computer, right?
Okay. Yes.
And I upgrade some parts, and I take all the old parts and I build a second computer.
Right.
That's the only time in which I need to buy another license of Windows.
But then you wouldn't know because you're moving the hard drive over, and you'd still think it was the old computer.
Yeah, but there's no way for me to know. I mean, there's no way for Microsoft to, I mean, the bottom line is that if I can only run one computer, right? Whatever I change in that computer, if I can still only boot one computer, that's my copy of Windows, goddammit.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean?
No, you're right, because you're talking...
I gotta switch out my motherboard. It doesn't mean I change the computer. It's just,
What you're talking about is that here is my copy. I'm physically holding my copy of Windows.
One copy of Windows.
This is what I own. It can be installed on one machine.
On any machine I want.
On any one machine that I want.
Yes.
Now,
and if I get a second machine, I got to buy a second disc.
Right. And so what you're saying, yeah, I understand that. So I think what Windows should do, what Microsoft should do, is they should allow you to deauthorize that computer. Let's say you get done with it and you're like, hey, I'm putting a new motherboard in.
Well, it's like iTunes.
Right, exactly. Like you're deauthorizing your music. You say, okay, I'm done with this. Obviously, I'm about to upgrade. I'm getting a new motherboard. Deauthorize it, goes out to their authorization center, sends a notice saying, hey, this is allowed to be reinstalled because they're unauthorizing it. It can no longer boot in that configuration. You would have to reinstall at that point. But then you would go out and build your new machine, reinstall it with a copy that you own, that's that one copy, and then you're good to go. Yeah. That's the way it should be. Microsoft isn't doing that. A lot of people pissed off. 2,000 people dug it.
Well, I'm pissed off.
Yeah, you should dug it.
Yeah.
You can still dig it. It's in the top stories.
Oh, good. I'll dig it right now. A red dot on a cell phone indicates water damage and voided warranty. This is fun. 1,634 people dug the story, submitted by JDog1212. A liquid contact dot inside cell phones turns from white to red when submerged into water. Did you know this?
I didn't, but when I read this, I was actually quite shocked.
I didn't know this either. But the deal is that right by the battery, because I guess one of the hardest things for people, like, when you buy the insurance or whatever and all that stuff, one of the things that your warranty does not cover is water damage.
Drop it in the pool,
Drop it in your trash can with water in it. I was thinking toilet. The trash can came out, so I had to readjust. So the deal is that I don't know if this was widely known. I mean, this could have been something that lots of people knew about. But I actually just had a friend that returned a phone and had dropped it in the toilet.
And they wouldn't...
No. He just came in and he was like, here's the thing. And he was like, well, how did it get broken? And he goes, I dropped it in the toilet.
And did they return it?
Yeah, they did some stuff. He had to pay a little bit more because it was his fault and water damage.
Right.
But he said, I'm really glad that I didn't. And this was after I had read this story, like a day after I read the story. And he was like, I'm glad that I didn't because they told me they can actually tell. And I was like, it's the red dot, right? And
right.
Like, yeah.
So they're showing a razor right here. So basically on the back of the razor, if
you remove the battery, let me see, I got my razor
there's a little tiny dot there that turns red, I guess, right? That's just when you drop it in the... It's kind of like one of those little birth control things.
See? So here's the white dot.
Not birth control, but baby testers. What do they call this? Pregnancy testers.
Baby testers. Just to make sure your baby's okay. You know, you put it on there. If it turns red, your baby's kind of effed.
Yeah.
If it's white, that's good. So this is the thing, and then if you put water on that, that turns red.
Let me see.
No, because you're going to put beer on it, and it's going to turn red, and you're an asshole.
Keep zooming in.
Yeah, all right. So that's, so good to know. No, dude, you had a razor.
I just want to see what it
Where's
looks
your
like.
razor?
Yeah, I gave it to a friend.
Oh, I'm not even going to say.
Let me see.
Okay, hold on. Now you got me all nervous.
I just want to see what kind of like...
Well, don't rub
you
on
could
it.
put white out over that if you wanted to.
Well, not if they're reading it at a lab.
They just look at the color. Then they swap.
Well, sure.
It's not like they're...
I should have turned my phone off before I did that, but whatever.
All right.
So anyway, so that's, so, you know, careful, because that could get you.
Yeah.
Just don't lie in general.
You could probably use whiteout though, if you really,
If
really
you
wanted to.
really wanted to get a new phone, and you really did throw it in the toilet, because that's bad.
Next story, Dvorak, John C. Dvorak, predicts Apple will switch to Windows. 814 people dug the story, submitted by D. Burka.
I'm sorry, who?
D. Burka, Daniel Burka.
Oh, Daniel Burka.
Good old Daniel.
Yeah, you guys saw his ass on the last show.
Yep.
That was Daniel Burka.
Dig designer. In a surprising, compelling, speculative argument, he says John C. Dvorak makes the case that Apple will drop OS X and become a hardware vendor shipping with Windows systems. I don't quite believe it, but read the full article before criticizing his argument.
Okay,
this was interesting.
Now, one second, I want to say, I was going to read the article.
But you didn't want to.
I didn't want to because I wanted to hear how one could convince anybody that Apple would start loading Windows on their machines.
Here's the deal.
So wow me.
Well, this first started on an episode of Twit that I was on with John C. and Leo and a couple of folks. And John was, he made a mention along the lines of something along this, like he thought that they might move to Windows. And at the time I was like, you know.
Yeah, you're like, come on.
Yeah. And
it's Apple.
So he wrote this article and I was reading the first half of it and I was like, I still don't believe it. But then he made a couple really interesting points at the end here because, you know, so to convince you, just to give you a little background on basically what he said is, you know, Apple has really been a hardware company all along. We've known that. The majority of their money comes from their hardware. They sell their iPods, they sell their laptops, their desktops. The money that they make is all based on their hardware sales.
Yes, right.
So,
and that's one of the reasons why it used to be so expensive because they were the only manufacturer.
Right, exactly.
I mean, yes.
So now that they've moved to an x86 based like Intel architecture, it wouldn't be a problem for them to make the switch to Windows. But why? Why move to Windows over OS X?
Right.
Well, what he's saying,
because one of the things that people are touting about, one of the things that Apple is saying, well, don't go, is they're saying, look how much better than Windows we are. So how could they possibly make that switch right now? Right.
So what he's saying is that, you know, right now Apple has been for quite some time locked into this very small market share. I mean, they're right around 4 or 5%.
Right.
They've been that way for like the last few years.
Yep.
There's nothing that is changing that has happened yet, that Apple has released yet, that will change that anytime soon. Even their move to Intel-based chips is not going to increase their market share.
Not at all. It'll make the people in that market share happy.
Right, and if they give you the ability to dual boot, that'll be kind of cool. More people will buy Apple products,
but not as many.
It's still not going to really make that huge switch from my mom that wants to buy a Dell or an HP or something along those lines. So his argument is if Apple really wants to break out of this 5%, what they could do is they could say, you know what, we like OS X. We know that what really makes OS X is our user interface, our look and feel, you know, the way that you use OS X, the way that everything works.
And you can get themes for XP that almost look exactly like
it. So what he's saying, and I'll actually quote his article here, he says, to preserve Mac Slick cache, he said there's no reason why an executive software layer couldn't be fitted into Windows to keep the Mac look and feel. Various tweaks could even improve the OS itself. From the Mac to the iPod, its GUI is what makes Apple software distinctive. Apple's popularized the modern GUI. There's no reason why, blah, blah, blah. He goes on about.
Blah, 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 blah.
So here's the deal. He's saying that they could build it in at the system level and make, you know, still give you your nice little Finder here, still give you your dock, make it look just like an Apple-based product, but in the background, actually be running Windows. Which is interesting.
It is interesting because the one thing I will say, we talked about this back when the Intel-based Macs came out or were announced. I think I would buy a PowerBook laptop if it was running Windows.
Right, of course, they're great
because
machines.
one of the biggest problems that I have is that all of the software that I have runs on PC. I mean, I think you really do get into that, like, I'm entrenched in the PC.
Right.
I've been at it so long. I know the ins and outs. But I would love, I mean, the hardware is totally slick. My G5 looks a hell of a lot better than even my, Falcon Northwest box that I have. You know what I mean?
Let me throw this out there for you. There's no way. I've been on my Apple now for like nonstop. This is my main machine now.
Yep.
I've been using it for quite some time, for like the last 3 months or something like that.
Since Christmas.
I don't even use a Windows box anymore. I seriously don't even turn one on, except for games every once in a while. So anyway, here's the deal. Like, I love OS X. And the main reason I love OS X is because of the Apple applications. It really is. Like, the main things that I use iPhoto because it's a great little photo. It keeps all my photos together. Their editing software is amazing with Final Cut. iCal is great. I really do like it. And there's a lot of really good Apple applications out there that I use, like Newsfire for reading my RSS feeds, and there's just a bunch of applications that I really like on Mac that don't exist on Windows. So,
but they could keep those specific to the Apple Windows.
The only problem is that as a pretty geeky guy, like, I know the whole advantage of being on the Unix backend and the stability and the security and the advantage of being able to have all these tools already built into my OS. If I need to use SSH or I need to, it's all already integrated, so I don't have to get any third-party tools. But the whole thing is that for the average person like my mom or my dad, I mean, the main thing isn't going to be, they don't care about that, It's the fact, can they run everything out there that their friends are talking about? If you want to run, the latest version of Picasa, can you do it on a Mac? No, you can't. But you'd have to have a Windows-based OS. Or if you want it, and for gamers, that's a huge hurdle.
If you could run, well, first off, now that you would have to figure out what the benchmarks are on like a G5. You know what I mean? Like, then you would actually start, and I don't know if Apple wants to get into that market of, we're now trying to compete with the highly upgradable. I mean, and they have made it a lot easier, using regular RAM that you can buy, upgrade the RAM, normal hard drives. I mean, before it was very like, we're using this RAM we made ourselves for no apparent reason, so it's $5,000 more, and you can't upgrade it. You know what I mean? Like, they've been really cool about that, using regular NVIDIA ATI cards. You can just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think that's a great idea. I do not think Apple would ever do that, because that's like saying Bill Gates would decide, even if it was the right choice.
Jobs would have a really hard time doing that.
He would never do that.
But,
he would never do that.
Their company is really made. I mean, they've come
but the
a
company
long
is
way.
different than Jobs. I mean, would you do that if, like, your arch nemesis that built like the other thing for Dig and always had 95% of the shares of the market share? Would you go over and like integrate with them?
But hold on. Now think about this though. But at the end of the day,
I'm thinking.
At the end of the day, I mean, obviously, Apple is very good at what it does from a software standpoint, and their apps are really what makes them right now. So if that's the case, they can keep all their existing apps. They can get a lot of people to, I mean, everyone would buy an Apple if you had this really slick Apple OS, and you could run every single Windows app and every single game.
Are you kidding me? Yeah.
At full speed, of course you would run Apple. It's much better than Windows. Everybody knows that. From the user interface standpoint.
I don't know if I agree with that.
You don't think the UI is much better? Oh, it's so much better.
It's too vanilla for me. It's too like I like the. I don't know.
You just have to spend some time with it. I don't know.
And maybe. I mean, I don't. It's not like I'm.
It's better than the freaking Microsoft.
You know what I don't like about it, and I'm going to say this, and this is going to sound really weird, and I'm sure it's like an easy thing to do, but I just don't. I could care about spending time on my G5.
Okay.
I don't like the way they handle mouse acceleration.
Well, you can easily change that in like 2 clicks.
I've looked. Dude, click, show me. Please show me.
Okay.
It would fix my...
We're not going to go any right here, but you just
Dude,
click
I've been there.
Preferences,
I've been there, and I've been to
mouse.
Yes,
and
I've been there.
Speed it up.
Nope.
Oh, we'll
it's
talk
the
about
acceleration. I seriously, because like for me, I like the fact that it's a uniform, it's a uniform speed. As fast as I go is the fastest the Mac goes, and it's hard for me to switch back and forth because I have an AV switch. And it's just that barely little bit of frustration that makes me go, why the hell do I have this stupid computer on?
There's a little app so we can help you with that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
stupid.
It's an interesting argument. It's a good read.
I would, believe me, I would be buying one of those laptops.
I don't know how I really feel about it personally. I mean, it's hard because I really love what they've done with OS X. I think it's a great operating system. But it's
but here's but what if you had the choice?
I don't know what
I mean, what if they kept? What if they had an option like a Windows Vista that looked exactly like this, but could run all the Vista apps?
It just feels dirty. It just feels.
Well, of course, it feels dirty. It is dirty.
All right.
Still gonna be fun.
Next story.
Prostitutes call for ban on GTA isn't everybody. 1,456 people dug this story submitted by Bug Me Not 2. Seems like pretty much everybody is attacking GTA nowadays. For those of you not in the know, that is Grand Theft Auto. This is interesting. Well, I don't know if I'd say interesting.
So they got a bunch of prostitutes together?
No, they didn't get it. So here's the deal. First off, everybody knows about Grand Theft Auto. Right. Everybody knows about all the people that are on the bandwagon of Grand Theft Auto is killing our children. Or, whatever it is that it's supposedly doing.
Right.
I still have yet to be convinced that bad video games and bad movies and bad music actually results in bad behavior.
Oh, they definitely do.
What?
Dude.
Have you ever killed somebody?
No.
Well, there you go. Wait a minute. Kevin Rose, you heard it here first. Kevin Rose has killed a man.
No, listen. Dude,
right? I grew up on...
Let me say one thing. I went and saw American Ninja. I was like 10, right?
Yeah. Did you kill somebody with a sword?
Almost. Hold on. The first thing I did is I went out in my dad's garage and I did anything I could. I found some tin. I found some one of these really hard snips.
Yep, been there.
And I cut a ninja star out of it.
Yep, been there. I've had ninja stars.
And I sharpened it. My dad didn't know what I was doing. I went in the backyard and I was throwing it at trees and just because I saw it on the movie.
But would you ever throw that at a person?
If it was another ninja, it was.
Okay, in lieu of a ninja, would you have ever thrown that at a person?
Well,
all I'm saying is that, for me, it's real hard because I grew up playing horribly violent games, watching horribly violent movies, and horribly violent TV shows. I listened to Two Live Crew back in the day,
right.
Eazy-E. I have never even thought twice about killing a man.
Well, here's the deal. I don't think that 99.9% of people, I don't know if it's that high, but I don't think that 90% of people out there that watch these movies and that play these games are really going to be driven to actually kill someone or harm someone in any way. Because most people...
So you're saying that those people should be punished because of the fact that there's a slight percentage of people that are already fucked up in the head and and would very easily go out and kill somebody just because, hey, that's an interesting new way of me being freaking crazy in the head. I'll put somebody in a blender like I did in that game.
Yeah, but there is no doubt in my mind that there are people out there.
Read the story.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. There's no doubt in my mind that there are people out there that are so deranged that then this is just they play a game or something like this and it just sets them off in a certain way.
So you're saying that now that game shouldn't be made?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's definitely. It's something that happens, obviously. If there's sick people out there that come up with new ways.
Right, but sick people are going to be able to look at Barbie's horse fantasy and be able to go, hey, I could kill somebody with a freaking horse. You know what I mean? Sick people are sick people, and they're going to do whatever they're going to do.
True. That's why I don't really know what I feel about this. But what do the prostitutes have to do with it?
Well, they don't want to be killed. I get that. I don't want to be killed.
Well, I mean, why are they freaking out? Are people threatening them?
First off, I think people are jumping on a bandwagon. A big-ass bandwagon called Take-Two, and that poor company's just like, what did we do?
Well, they made a game where they're killing prostitutes.
Well, whatever. I've played it.
I know,
And it's not like you really... I don't know. It is. You do kill prostitutes. So basically the deal is that the SWOOP, which is the Sex Workers Outreach Project...
Is that...
That's a place. It's a project for sex reach. I mean, sex workers outreach, which is good and needs to be there. They are asking parents to assist them in calling for a ban on... First off, what frickin' parent is letting their kid that's under 18 play Grand Theft Auto?
I think that's the more important question here. I mean...
Forget the hookers. Forget the hookers.
Well, is hookers PC? Is that right?
Whatever. No, they like to be called ladies of the night.
Okay, I don't know. Anyway, I mean...
Indiscriminate sex.
I don't know where to go with this story, man.
Dude,
it's prostitutes saying that they don't
here's
like
the
GTA.
deal. First, yes. Look, you know what? If I was a prostitute, I wouldn't like GTA. I don't want people to be super playing a game called, Kill Alex with a Bat or, Kevin and Alex...
But are they getting beat up because of it? I mean, what are their reasons?
They hadn't said anything about it. They just said, we think that it's bad because it promotes, of course, and that's so vague. What do you mean it promotes? Some guy's going to beat you in the head and be like, I'm killing you because I saw it on Grand Theft Auto, sorry.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, they probably get a lot of really crazy people as clientele.
Well, and I hate to say it, but, try a different job. I mean... That's not a real high. That's a real high risk job.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean?
For several reasons.
Multiple reasons.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, sure, it's bad and it's horrible, and I wish it didn't need to exist, and whatever. But I also, well, whatever. I have my own feelings about it. But that sounded really weird. I don't know any prostitutes, nor have I ever visited one, and that is the truth. But that said, kids should not be anywhere near this game, and that is so clear. It's clear on the box. It's clear on the, whatever.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think prostitutes should be killed. I am going on the record. Nobody
this is a
should
great
be
clip
killed.
show. There's just like such bold statements.
Yeah, we're gonna do they're gonna do a new version of the theme song.
Yes.
I don't think prostitutes should be killed. Just that.
That's awesome. Well, we hope
Whatever.
we wish them the best.
And we will see you soon. Oh, wait, no, that's not what I mean.
You've been. You told me that one time.
Oh, my ass.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah, when I was doing a stint in Vietnam. What are you talking about?
Sponsors.
Before we get to emails, we're going to do some sponsors. Just
Yes.
pound it out of the way. Kevin Rose.
CYGoDaddy.com is the number one domain registrar worldwide. They are number one. They
Yes,
register
I
more
heard
domains
that.
than anyone. Now with your domain registration, you get free hosting, a free blog, complete email, and much more. Plus, as a Diggnation listener, enter the code ALEX, that's ALEX, when you check out, and you'll save an additional $5 off any $30 or more order. Get your piece of the internet, go to GoDaddy.com for all your great prices and deals on domains.
And that last part was ad-libbed if you couldn't tell.
Yes.
Also, we'd love to thank CashFly. CashFly, they really do cool stuff, include handle all the Diggnation distribution, which is true, and they do Trillion and a bunch of other stuff.
They did another one the other day where I saw it was being distributed through CashFly. I can't remember who it was.
Oh, well, find out and tell me. Go to www.cashfly.com/Diggnation. Use the coupon code Diggnation when you sign up. Get your first month of bandwidth free.
I know who it was.
Who?
The Mac application Adium.
Oh, that's why I didn't know.
It's a chat application. They also use CashFly for their downloads.
The other thing we want to talk to you about that's great is we are in finalization mode of the details for our live Diggnation show in Reno, Tahoe. It's going to be on the evening of the 23rd of March, Thursday, 23rd of March. I just bought new bindings for my snowboard. It's in the shop getting tuned. I'm going to try to hit the slopes once before we go. Because I need to figure it out. I'm no Sean White.
Dude, I haven't been boarding in a couple of years.
Dude.
So it's going to be rough, but it'll be fun.
Yes, but there will be a limited number of special package deals available, and we will send you the information hopefully within the week. So do head over to visitrenotahoe.com/Diggnation and fill out the information so that you're right there on the list.
And I think we're giving away a couple trips, aren't we?
A couple of the sponsors, two of our sponsors are going to be putting
It's
away
looking at us
packages.
really weird. Yeah.
for sure.
Okay, we
Yeah,
are.
oh, for definite. So it's going to be 2 trips for 2.
For ladies.
Or, well, we don't have
Only ladies.
only ladies. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, it could be ladies or men, whoever it is that signs up. And we'll have more information about that hopefully next week because it's starting to get go time. If
Yes.
you want to get tickets and
That's going to be a lot of
travel and
fun. I
all that
can't wait to go out and do some boarding with
stuff. Dude, I'm
everybody.
going to have a blast. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be a good time.
make a weekend
Also,
out of it.
we should mention real quick, I know we haven't said anything about this yet, but I do want to say something.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, and I have one more thing, but go.
A new website. We are working on a new
Yes.
website. We have
Yes.
a kick-ass new website coming.
Dude,
The guy that
kick-ass.
designed Dig is designing
And
the next version.
Mozilla.org.
Yeah, and Mozilla.org, Daniel Burka. He is almost done. We're like 99% done with the new version of the Revision 3 website, and it's going to be amazing.
great.
It looks really good. We're going to have new forums.
Yep.
We're going to just really make what the website should have been all along, and that will be up hopefully in the next. We can't
Yes.
guarantee when, but hopefully the next 30 to 60 days,
Yes.
somewhere around there. So.
And also, we have a new podcast that my buddy Geekdrome.
Oh.
Yes, they've been podcasting for a while. It's a buddy of mine down in Los Angeles, and he called me up and said that they were going to have Kevin Smith
Oh, that's cool.
is co-hosting the next 2 episodes.
Nice.
So we were like, bring it on. So we're gonna check out Geekdrome. I think it's gonna come out probably on Monday.
That's going to be on Revision 3
It's
site,
going to be
too?
on Revision 3. So you can go
Nice.
to geekdrome.com or revision3.com/geekdrome
Nice.
as soon as we get that going, which would be fun.
Very cool.
Be good times. So emails. We have a wiener for the Diggnation fan photo with the Jinx shirt. This is from Jordan Cassidy. He says, hey, I thought I would send you guys a pic. My name is Jordan Cassidy from York University in Toronto, Canada. Cheers. And he's got a picture of himself with the Kill Bill poster and a samurai sword.
Nice. Big fans of Kill Bill.
Oh, dude. Kill Bill was awesome. Although I didn't really like 2. I like the
2.
first one.
First one was a little. I like 2 a little bit better.
Interesting.
Was there 3 or no?
So thanks, Jordan. Appreciate it. There was actually supposed to be 1, but it just was so long that they blah, blah, blah. So emails. So that was an email. We got an email
Can we show that
here.
one picture?
If you want to, you can show the picture.
No, we're not gonna show it.
We'll see what happens with that. Where'd that email go? I was just looking for a take.
Anything?
Not cuck-takey, just take. Oh wait, it's this way. Almost there. Almost there. Hold.
Did you not have the email?
There it is. Boom. Well, I had the one email up. So this is from, I think it's Take. What do you think? Take? Talk? Talk. Hey, Kevin and Alex. Talk here from San Diego, and I do some shows here and there. Would be honored to get together a show/event for y'all to come out and do an episode from San Diego. I live in Ocean Beach in San Diego, which is great. My parents have a house in La Jolla, so I love San Diego.
Nice.
Right next to the beach. Good time. I've actually done a show already in tribute to you two called Diggnation. Please don't sue, which we won't. So we should go. We should totally do a show down in San Diego.
Yeah, I mean, we'll take a look at our calendars and see
Yes.
when we have time. But
And the interesting thing was that even though we couldn't make it to that Diggnation tribute party in San Diego, my sister lives in San Diego and she went.
really,
Yeah, but she totally went like incognito with a friend of hers
That's
and
funny.
said that she saw like a bunch of guys in the corner that were drinking and chatting, and she was like, I bet you that's the Diggnation stuff. But she didn't want to go up and be like, I'm Alex's sister.
oh, that's pretty cool though.
Yeah, how funny is that? We had a little spy
Nice.
in the Dig show. So, yes, I'd say, dude, email more of us to dignationfans@gmail.com.
Yes, and one last little quick thing. Remember Beach Chalet, beachchalet.com.
Beach Chalet,
this
Beach
next
Chalet.
Thursday, which is the 23rd. 23rd, 7 p.m.
23rd.
And all the details can be
Boom.
found earlier in the podcast.
Yes.
And on our website. Well, on Revision 3 too.
and just back up and you'll be able to listen to it again.
So that's it.
Yes, if you want to check out all the stories I've been digging throughout the week, you can always check me out at dig.com/users/Alex Albrecht.
Yes.
And you can check out all the stories we've talked about in this episode of Diggnation, as well as all previous episodes of Diggnation. Head over to dig.com/users/Diggnation.
And I am dig.com/user/Kevin Rose. And everything on Dig has RSS feeds, so you can just subscribe to it so you don't have to wonder when are they going to be digging stories. It'll automatically just pop up in your reader.
Dude, gotta love it.
Done.
That's it for this week's edition of Diggnation. I'm Alex Albrecht.
And I'm Kevin Rose. Until next time.
Bam.